guys, what is up? Welcome back to the podcast. I am so excited to be here for this week's episode. Last week, I took some time off on a Thursday and went to the beach, did a little journaling. If you guys are following along over on YouTube, you would have seen the vlog that I did over the weekend where I took you guys for a little day in my life, taking time off in business. And I wanted to start today's episode talking about this a little bit. I really approach my business in waves. And this doesn't mean I'm going from like 0 to 60 all the time. I'm still doing a lot of things and still taking a lot of action inside my business. I have a baseline of action I am always taking, even when I'm in a more restful period in my business where I'm not like doing a lot of new projects or putting a lot of things out there. There is a baseline of activity still happening, but I do take moments to get some clarity. And this has been everything for me in my business as I prep for the next big wave of momentum. I get clarity on where things are going and I tap into how I feel and how my heart truly feels about the growth and where I want to go from here. And so I have really spent this first chunk of June doing that. And I am so excited for where things are headed this summer and the rest of the year. I have never felt more clear on where I'm going, and I am more backed by my strategy and actions than ever before. And that's what I want to talk about in today's episode because this is so important for us as business owners. So, before we get into it, let's introduce today's sponsor and get right into the good stuff here because we need to talk about this. This week's episode is brought to you by my audience growth guide. You guys, the amount of DMs I am getting about this guide, like truly it makes my heart so happy. I know what it feels like to question on the other side if it's like a messaging problem in your business or what you need to be saying differently to get more clients in and more people buying and like do you need to be going live more, free classes, like doing the evergreen thing and the passive income? Like, what if that actually wasn't the issue? What if you genuinely just do need more eyes on your things? The Audience Growth Guide is literally here to help you with just that. And let me give you an example of this. I doubled down on my Instagram growth strategy this weekend, and I had 18 new clients come in from those efforts. Like, this is a game changer. So, it is only $11, and the link to grab that guide is in the description of today's podcast episode, or you can grab it over on my Instagram account. You guys are going to love it. And without further ado, let's get into today's episode. So, the conversation I want to have today is a little bit of like, we are starting to open a can of worms here, and I am just getting started with this conversation. I know we have far more to say on the topic, but I want to start this out by saying I think for the past few years, the narrative online has been get into alignment and you need to understand your mindset more and your energy and all good things, all things I preach over here on the podcast for sure. But it's almost swung too far the other way where I started to feel like I was doing something wrong if I was taking smart strategic moves. And I really moved away from doing that. It was like, no, that's not an alignment. Like, alignment shouldn't feel like that. And I was scared of getting too far out of alignment where I might not be able to grow a big enough business just by doing smart moves. Or I don't even know how to say that succinctly, but I fell so far into the feminine energy bullying that happens online, where it's almost like, unless you're in alignment and in your goddess vibes, you're not going to grow anything massive, worthwhile, and you're just going to be out of alignment and not love your everyday life. And I got so far into that. I was not taking smart strategic moves in my business, if I'm just being honest. Did I have strategy? For sure. But the problem is my nervous system went for a massive freak out for the last few years. And I didn't realize this until I would say the last few months as I've started working with a new mentor who's really into the manifestation world and really into mindset, yet also just so backed by her strategy. And what I'm realizing is I am able to have far more balance in my life by making smart strategic moves on top of manifesting amazing things. I'm also able to relax more inside my everyday life and my business. And I'm able to work less hours because I'm being so very smart and strategic during those hours. But the thing is when I was relying on alignment and trying to like only do things from my human design or whatever else was coming up, I couldn't turn it off, you guys. I was either paralyzed, like almost in a daze inside my business and life, like in a daze in front of my computer, like, okay, like I had my tasks in front of me, but I was still just like hemorrhaging a lot of time, like thinking about things and overthinking things. And then there were times where I was paralyzed in my life. At night, I couldn't like stop scrolling and looking at my apps. Like I really got pulled too far the other way. And this is what I really want to talk about today. Your strategy, your structure inside your business is going to give you more freedom than anything else. And are we going to manifest really amazing things and work on our mindset at a whole other level and energy hack things? Absolutely. But part of that is being backed by your masculine energy, which is your strategy and your structure. And we got to this place, in my opinion, online where a lot of that was missing. And it is starting to come back, thank God, because we needed to swing back into a little bit of this balance. You know, you deserve to be able to turn things off in your business. You deserve to be able to spend the night with your family, not wondering where things are going to come from. You deserve to be backed by real strategy that's actually going to help you make big moves. And the truth is I have yet to come across a lot of mentors that have the strategy. For a long time, everyone was relying in business on the mindset energy conversation. And we just need more than that. Our bodies need more than that. We are meant to have feminine energy and masculine energy in the same dwelling. It's very, very important. The more masculine energy and structure you have inside your business, the more you have to lean back into. The more space you can create for freedom, the more time you're going to spend in your life doing the things you love and less out of the overwhelm. And it's just so interesting to me that I'm learning this at a whole other level again inside my business. Because if you guys have been a long term podcast listener, you know I've always preached for an element of strategy, but I am taking this to a whole different level. And thank God, thank God, there was nothing fun about like, just trying to be in my energy for the day and like calling in the next girl inside my program. Like, oh my God, that is so stressful. You can't turn that off. I have ruined countless vacations like this, so much time with my partner. It's unbelievable. It wreaked havoc on our relationship. Like, I needed to go back to making some smart strategic moves. And I am so much happier. And my clients are getting so much more from me because of this, and just like a deeper level from me than I could ever deliver before, because my nervous system is finally relaxing. And it's not in the way that I thought it would. My whole time in business, I have like chased away structure. I did it with my finances. I didn't really want that. I did that with my content. Now I'm learning it again inside my business. And like, we can't have this manifesting conversation and this energy conversation inside our business without also having the structure and strategy conversation. It's a missing piece all of the time. And I just really want this to be a reminder today that, like, it's okay to make smart strategic moves. And if you need to take a second this week and just get really quiet with yourself and go, like, okay, is this the strategy that's going to take me to the next level? Do I need to plug into something else to just really jump this to the next income level? Is it always a mindset thing? Because you can make big, incredible, smart, strategic moves and still be worried about your business, yet still make a hell of a lot of money, still be working on your money mindset and make a hell of a lot of money. And so I want to remind you of that today is this like, yeah, let's do the manifesting piece. Let's do the mindset and energy thing. It's going to be amazing. It's going to just like add fuel to your fire. And let's take smart strategic moves again inside business. I did an Instagram story over the weekend that normally would bring me maybe like one, maybe two clients directly from this single story. I am talking like one story, okay? I was testing some of my strategy stuff and I was testing really leaning into this and leaning into being able to spend more time offline, but still pouring into my audience in such an amazing way. But like, I really do want to hack this. I want to make smart moves for my family so that I can continue to grow my income and do amazing things with them. I want to give back to my audience, but I don't want to give absolutely everything I have to the social media beast. You know what I mean? And so I tested this over the weekend and I did this like one single Instagram story, is what I'm talking about. This would normally bring me one, maybe two clients directly from this like exact story, okay? I had 18 clients come in. Actually, I think it might have been 19 in the end. Why? Because I honed in on this, because I decided to get even more clear about taking my strategy to the next level. And what happened? What happened is it exploded. And it didn't happen just because I decided I wanted it to happen. I decided I wanted it to happen. I got clear about what I wanted. I cleared out my blocks of everything that I believed I couldn't have. I implemented the strategy at the next level as she would and popped out a quantum leap. We're not talking about like, oh my God, it brought me in like 5, 6, 7 clients. It brought me in 18, 19 clients. Like, unbelievable. Unbelievable. I told my mentor and she was like, pardon? Pardon? So I want to take you through the process today because I want you to be able to take this a step further than just like, yeah, this is a thought provoking conversation. And I hope on the other end, it's a little relieving to hear like, okay, I'm not the only one who feels overwhelmed and paralyzed sometimes in business. I'm not the only one who worries. And it's okay if the current way I'm running things maybe isn't going to be how I continue to do it. And I'd like to get into more strategy. So I want to take you through a little bit of a process today. The first thing I would do when you're taking a look at all of this and you're taking that beat for yourself this week, the pullback to spring forward, I want you to ask yourself, how do I want to help people? Number one, on a blank sheet of paper, how do I want to help people? Number two, what can I create that serves them? What can I create that serves them? Ideally, something free. Is this a new freebie? Is this a new guide? Is this a mini series? Is this a challenge? Is this a meditation series? Is this a little mini private podcast? Is it an interview series? Is it a live Q&A? A new podcast channel? What can you create that serves them? Third question is, what main platforms will that be on? What main platforms of social media will that be on? Decide that for yourself. And the fourth question is, what's the follow through here? When you create that space to be able to serve them differently, decide what platforms you're going to really focus on with that. What's the follow through after that? Do you also produce a second guide that helps them with the next step that they need? Do you introduce them to your latest course? Do you follow through on an email series? Do you invite them in for a unique one-on-one experience? What's the follow through with that? Do you get a new strategy so that you can get more eyes on your Instagram account? Do you get a content plan strategy so you can finally get up on TikTok? I mean, there's endless things you can do here, but it's like, one, how do I want to help people in this moment of clarity that you're gathering for yourself? What can I create that serves them? What main platforms will that be on? Do I want to be on? And what's the follow through that needs to happen here? I am so excited to be diving back into this, taking my strategy up a notch because that also means my clients' strategies get to go up a notch. Being in my world is going to be so potent this year. Like I am just done. I don't have room for anything but the next level. And hacking this in a way that works for me and my family And I'm so excited to be taking you guys along on this journey. So, we have way more to dive into this as we continue into this series inside the podcast. Thank you so much for being here, you guys. I love being here on the podcast and sharing in this space with you. I'm having so much fun sending everything over to YouTube as well. If you are watching on YouTube, hi, welcome to the space. You can watch me on video now, which is like a whole other thing to be able to add into your business, but it's a lot of fun. I'm having a lot of fun learning that platform and just like getting really uncomfortable and doing something new for myself. So, thank you so much for being here today, you guys, in this episode. And I will see you over hopefully on Friday's mini episode. Okay, you guys, talk to you soon. Bye.